Yeah, I'm actually here to do my little snow dance live on stream, so people all around get affected, get more snow. Just consider me the evil Maxwell Lord. I'm just gonna make your life worse. She's just not into you, bro. Ask Siri. Ask Siri what the temperature is in Wisconsin. Siri would freeze to death. Hmm. It's funny you say that. I did that like was it today actually? I got into the 20s. I was like, man, this heat wave's coming through right here. So I went to get to the mail. Just wearing shorts. Now will I stand out there and 20 degree weather? No. If I'm walking out and hugging back in, damn right I'll wear shorts.
You know what? I'm not. I wasn't. I didn't have my mic live. You and I were talking. I introduced you,
Oh,
and you were flying solo, my friend. People were probably like, "What the hell's going on?" Sorry about
I
that.
said I censored you.
Yeah. We got to
It's the
repeat
ad.
everything. We got to repeat everything we said.
All
Snack is
right.
like, "Is Ash speaking? We can't hear him." Basically, I introduced Vankman. Then I talked about how cold it is. I did a little spiel with Siri, saying how cold it was, 46 degrees, and I complained about how much of a baby I am and how I used to live in Colorado and I could handle sub-zero weather, but now I'm in California and I can't handle shit. So that's it. You guys are all up to speed, and I'm a lame ass. This is what happens when I get
Oh
a
yeah, and
guest on the show unexpectedly. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Siri rejected him. Wouldn't speak to him at first.
Yeah, because it was on YouTube. So Apple products they can't multitask. So even though I got an iPad Pro, which
They made by a guy whose last name is Jobs.
even though I
Like,
got an iPad Pro, which when I bought it, now it's the 2017 iPad Pro, it's not the new one, but when I bought it, the whole thing was like, it can multitask. And I was like, oh, welcome to the 21st century, Apple. We've been doing this on smartphones for what, 15 years now? On Androids, that is. And it doesn't actually really you can have two things running at the same time if you go through this bullshit process to it's stupid. Yeah. God, Apple. It, it's a great product when you want to do things simple. I love my iPad, I swear. For reading comics, it's probably the best device you could have. It's great for watching Netflix videos, playing mobile games, reading books, like just any basic media consumption.
solitaire as well.
Yeah, I guess you. I don't play solitaire, but I guess you could on on here. No, what I'm saying is when I'm watching Netflix, it works fantastic. My product of choice. It's sleek. It's got a beautiful screen. It's big. I love it for what it does. It's got great battery life, but I swear Apple just it doesn't has no advancements. It's like 8 years behind the curve, and I
I
wouldn't I wouldn't complain but I hear people all the even to this day, people freak out. Oh, Apple's the best, and they charge so freaking much for their products, and it's like, ugh.
Do you know how much I paid for my phone? My iPhone, $200.
Yeah, but you probably
Why?
got an older model.
I do. I got an iPhone 8.
Yeah, it's because Apple users they have to be like cutting edge, so they throw away their phones, 6 months after they buy it because it's no.
I go to the Walmart.
Yeah.
And I get the prepaid phone right there, so I get it cheaper. Like I could buy the brand new one iPhone, whatever it's 10 or 12 they're out right now, but it's like, first of all, you're dealing with all the bugs, and you're paying so much just to have the up thing, all these features that you probably won't even use or need, unless you're like, an Instagram person, model or whatever. Why do you need all those features? Like, I'm just happy that the iPhone 8 is designed to drop in water for 30 minutes and come back out and still work fine. So
yeah, I still never have dropped any phone in water. So
this phone survived the toilet and still works phenomenally.
I just don't carry my phone near a toilet. It has no possible chance of dropping in one.
Well, I set it on the sink, and then I went to go move, and then it fell. I'm just glad it was before I did anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure people that have had that happen have been grateful.
Well,
I just
I know people that have dropped their phones like, just anywhere. And then it cracks them right away.
Oh, I know. My buddy
That's what I hate about smartphones.
bought a new phone like less than a year ago. And I was like, dude, you gonna get a case for that? And he's like, maybe. I'm like, dude, you need to get a case like right now. I was like getting all anxious. And I swear, like within a week, he dropped his phone and it cracked and shattered. And I was like,
Eric says he uses his phone to call people. I use mine just to talk on Twitter.
and still, it's still every time I'm like, man, I have an OtterBox right now on my phone.
Yeah, best thing you can
I am so anal about my phones. Like, my phone is a LG G4. This is like a 6-year-old phone. It looks in brand new, immaculate condition. But it's just starting to get old. I need a new phone. I thought about getting. I saw that you can get like used or refurbished iPhones, like early models.
Yeah.
And I really thought about it. I was like, an iPhone 8 would be fine. And I actually thought about iPhone, which is something I've never done before, because I'm at the point where I used to do a lot of tech stuff for work and everything, and I was just all about like, oh, big productivity device and all. And now I'm just like, I just want my phone to take pictures, play YouTube.
You really need that credit card adapter you put on there, so you can swipe your credit card and just charge people money.
Well, you don't even. I guess you can do those on any phone, but I've actually thought about doing that, because one thing I do like about iPhones is because they don't multitask and do a lot of stuff. Their battery life is really great.
Yeah, I had a Samsung Galaxy 3 for like forever. Actually, it's actually about 2 years. And then I switched to iPhone 6. I just accidentally on a new phone. And the same company, so Straight Talk through Walmart. And they only lasted for 2 years, dude. So I ended up going to get the iPhone 6. And I said, iPhone, if I had a problem with the batteries, and what's great about, there's a place by me that will sell you brand new batteries for iPhones. So once your battery dies, you don't have to go buy a whole new phone like you would go through the dealership,
Yeah, you still gotta pay a lot though. It sucks. Like, this is one of the reasons I love this G4.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off LG does not make their phones like this anymore. The G4 had some brilliant designs. Number one, it has a curved screen. It has all the buttons are on the back, so there's no buttons on the side. And I used to have a Samsung before I had this, and the volume buttons and the power button were exactly, if you hold your phone in your hand, the power button would go right under where your thumb is, and the volume buttons would go under your first two fingers. So every time I gripped my phone, I was hitting one of those things. And I was constantly like turning my ringer off all the time without realizing it, because it makes it worse if you have a case. Because sometimes if you have a case, like, you don't feel the buttons, and it just annoyed the shit out of me. And this now having the buttons on the back, because I usually just, if my phone's on my desk, I usually just keep it face down so I can hit them real easy. But also, Oh, and the curved screen part, people are like, why do you need a curved screen? I'm like, the curved part of the screen, it means that even without a case, if you set it face down, the glass doesn't touch because it's like slightly concave.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually touch the surface. I thought that was neat. Plus, it just looks cool. And then
Like you said,
also, even better is I can swap batteries out. And the phone came with a charger that lets you charge the batteries outside of the phone. So I have 3 batteries for my phone. I can just pop off the back, put a new battery in. And the batteries, you can get them off eBay for like $10. Yep. So if my batteries get old and I die, I just buy a new one, $10. There you go. But with an iPhone, you got to pay. First of all, you got to pay Apple prices, which is way more. And then you have to pay someone to like open your phone and reinstall the battery because it's not meant to be replaced by the customer.
Yeah, I will say this about Samsung though and Androids. You can download ringtones as much as you want to put on your phone. For iPhone, I have to do this whole upload it to iTunes, then cut 30 seconds of that clip, and then throw it back on my phone. It's just such a hassle. For PC.
It's such a pain in the ass. I know. I have an iPad, and that's the funny thing. Because I have an iPad and I have Android, I'm constantly in both environments, so I can completely compare. To truth be told, I probably couldn't really go to an iPhone because there's certain things like I have a custom keyboard for my phone that I just never want to get rid of, and I couldn't do that for Apple. But I'll probably just go. This phone is getting old, and the camera works. Everything works on it's fine. Like I said, it's immaculate condition, but I think the memory is having problems because it's solid state memory, and they just eventually die. You can only read and write to a solid state drive a certain number of times, and it starts to get bad. And I think that's what's happening is as I'm doing video, because the still camera, fine. When I'm doing video, it'll just crash in the middle of shooting a video, which really sucks because I used to do all my Ash on Comics videos with the camera, like the Zach style, sit and point a camera at a comic book. And the reason I do my videos with all digital now is precisely because my camera, I would do a video, I'd be like 15 minutes into the video, and all of a sudden it'd be like, your camera has stopped working. And I'd be like, what? And you lose everything. It's not like you can just pick up where you left off. And it just makes you want to throw your phone across the room. So then I was like, the iPad is like a workaround. I just load up digitally and capture my screen. That's why I do that. No one really cares. I'm going to get to who's here in the chat. Eric Breen is first. That's twice now. Certainly, this is the end times. The whole country is freezing over. Eric's been first twice in the chat. The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse cannot be far behind. Melissa is second. Marania is third. Apparently, she's giving up first for Lent. I didn't know Marania was Catholic. Snatchface is here. Good to see you, Snatch. Melissa's here also. I already addressed you, Melissa. But I'll say hi again. She's saying that Batman 89 and Superman 77 comics based on 2 popular film franchises are coming soon. Have you heard about these? And if so, what do you think?
I've heard about them. They're actually a remake of the original comics that already got put out like back in '89 for Batman. That already is a comic. You can go read that and buy it, actually.
Well, that was the movie.
Yeah. The movie, yeah.
No, this is not that. This is a brand new. This is a brand new comic that takes place in the world of the Batman '89 movie.
So they're not doing a word for word. They're just doing another story.
As a matter of fact, the Batman '89 is going to be written by the guy, one of the screenwriters of the movie Batman '89. So it's going to have that tie-in, and some people are calling this the third Batman movie that we never got, because apparently Tim Burton was supposed to do a third movie after Batman Returns, but then
it's supposed to be Two-Face, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Two-Face and I think Scarecrow, and then he got canned, and they went back to the campy Batman stuff because Joel Schumacher doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But
they should bring in Armie Hammer and have him play Killer Croc.
Armie Hammer's Killer Croc?
Isn't he a cannibal?
What?
Yeah, isn't that the guy that's being accused of being a cannibal? Army Hammer
I don't
actor.
know anything about this. I would cast
You're,
Dave Bautista as Killer Croc.
you're so closer to Hollywood than I am. I thought you'd know.
Yeah, I trust me. I try to keep my sanity. I try to avoid paying attention. But anyways, if you're a fan of the Tim Burton Batman movies, this comic sounds like could be up your alley. I really don't like the Tim Burton Batman movies. I have zero interest in Batman 89. Now, Superman 77, similar prospect. It's the two Christopher Reeve, well, I guess all the Christopher Reeve Supermans, but probably the first two, Superman and Superman 2. But in comic book form, they're continuing stories of that world, of that Superman, but just in comic book. And this is being written by Robert Venditti.
Yeah.
So I'm interested only on that level. I think otherwise these two projects, I would just rather see good Superman and Batmans. I don't need nostalgia.
I mean, it's never been really explored for, has it? To my knowledge, they've never done anything like that, taking a movie universe and actually making a comic based in that. You know?
I don't know. I know that they've done like TV, right? Because they did the Batman 66 comics.
Yeah, yeah.
They also did, what was there? Something else that they did. I can't remember. Well, didn't they also, I think the Arrowverse, they did some comics in the Arrowverse. So that's kind of similar, I guess.
Those are actually based off the show, though. I mean, like, I mean, like, the movie as far as movie goes, like, well, I guess for CW, they all have their own comics, but they're not part of the main continuity as far as like their own CW verse. They've been doing comics like they did for Smallville.
Right. Well, that's what this is. This is the continuity of Superman 77, or no, 78. That's what it's called.
Yeah, the movie though.
The movie. So it's not going to be the DC Comics continuity, but it's going to be considered part of the continuity of those Superman movies with Christopher Reeve.
Speaking of comics, or the Smallville comics, did anybody ever read those?
No.
The one that continued, and where he actually met Batman and John Constantine and all that stuff.
I never.
It's kind of weird. It was kind of weird.
Rania says she's looking forward to those nostalgia projects herself. I have a curiosity. The Batman one, I don't give a shit. I don't really like Batman 89, and I really don't like Batman Returns. There was a while where I was a fan of Batman 89, but that was in a different world where all the Batman previous was like the Christopher, is it Christopher? No. What was the West? Something. God, I'm forgetting his name. The actor that played Batman. Adam West.
Okay, I wasn't sure what you're talking about.
Adam West Batman, the 66. The Adam West Batman, the TV show from the 60s. That was like the mainstream Batman. And so when Batman 89, that movie came out, it just changed things because it took like, what, Batman is like serious and dark, and it had Jack Nicholson as the Joker, and at the time Jack Nicholson was like the biggest actor in Hollywood. So the idea that they got Jack Nicholson in a Batman, like, you were just like, wow. And I think I was just so blown away by, I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, you remember Michael Keaton was a comedian, so they didn't take him serious as being a serious guy until they actually saw it on TV and they saw the movie. And they're like, people are like, holy crap! Because remember, people are against him. They announced a rule for him.
Yeah, some people were against him. Although I had already seen, I believe he had done Pacific Heights already before that movie.
Is that the hotel one or apartment building? Is at least
the apartment? Yeah, he doesn't move out. That's a creepy movie. Like, it's a good movie. And I had seen him do dramatic work, so I was like, oh no, I think he'd be okay. But honestly, like, the set design, everything just looks so cool in the 80s. Like, I was like, you'd never seen Batman look cooler on the big screen. Like, not that you've seen him much on the big screen.
Well, I I love the car from the movie as far as '89. I didn't like the fact that Tim Burton has a habit of like, let's kill off the villains. That was kind of
that's
weird.
a movie thing. I don't
I
mind
I,
that.
I don't. But I'm just saying, I would have been happy.
Comics
Well,
would do that too if they were just if they
yeah.
knew that they didn't need to continue on for years and years and millions of issues. They would.
But you know what I want to see if they ever did another Tim Burton movie film with Batman with what's his name, Mike Keaton. I want Clayface, man. I want or just take an old washed up actor. Like you said, it's so hard. You can take any '80s actor and turn him into Matt Hogan, the Clay from the animated show, Batman animated series, where he's a failed actor and he gets in trouble with the mob.
That's a good point. Batman probably has like the biggest rogues gallery of any hero. There are so many Batman villains that could be cool that haven't been used. I keep kind of going back to the well of like Riddler, Two-Face, now it's like Scarecrow. Yeah. I was really excited when they put Bane in the Batman Dark Knight Rises. I was like, oh, yeah. Bane, finally.
But Bane's been used twice now.
Yeah. I've still never seen Batman and Robin. Just I heard he was in there and I was like, oh, okay. But
you're probably better off.
I probably it's one of the only Arnold Schwarzenegger movies I've never seen. It's really weird.
Come on, you need to chill off, bro.
I do need to see it just for that. But like I said, Killer Croc. You've got Clayface, Man-Bat, Mad Hatter, the ventriloquist, Calendar Man. And they're introducing modern heroes that have held up. You got Hush now. You've got the Court of Owls. How badass would it be to have a Batman movie with the Court of Owls?
Don't you remember there's Condiment Man? The guy that had to catch him in the hot dog. Oh, yeah, the hot dog, the mustard. It was only an animated series. I don't know. I was not a big.
Well, don't forget Kite Man. Tom King Batman movie. But what I'm saying, there's quite a few good Batman villains that we could throw in on a Batman movie and be like, oh, we've never seen this before.
Like Firefly can be thrown into a movie and be like someone he could take out, the first part of the movie. But he's
Firefly
could
be like a good minor villain.
Yeah, he's a henchman.
Well, not necessarily a henchman, but just someone that you could show Batman kind of taken care of kind of easily, but he's not the real villain who gets later on revealed. Kind of like how Scarecrow was used in the Nolan films. They kind of made Scarecrow a minor villain so that, you could show Batman like fighting other villains, but he wasn't really like the big threat. There's so much you could do. And they just keep kind of going back to the well. It's like, oh, need another Joker.
I can't wait for you to read No Man's Land or just read Cataclysm stuff, because like in the Nolan films, like you see with the Scarecrow, that was kind of like the whole a take on the No Man's Land, where they're trying to cut off access to Gotham from the outside world, and the Batman Begins. So like that was a spin on it, but I mean, you got to read that story. It's long, like it's like 4 trades, I think it is. But
yeah, it's long.
Fun.
It's huge.
But dude, Cataclysm is only like 17, 18 issues, and that's leading up to and that is fantastic by itself.
Only 18 issues, he says.
But hey, when you read a good book, you go through it like water, bro. It's fast.
Yeah. Well, when you
alcohol,
burn through books, I don't. I like to take my time. I really do.
I like to get done with it.
I'm already not a fast reader. But when I read comic books, and I talk about this a lot when I'm reading them, like I really force myself to take in each panel and not just blitz through it. Now, if it's a shitty comic, sometimes I don't. I just let me get through this. But if there's any enjoyment at that at all, so yeah, it'll take me a good 20 minutes usually to read a typical comic.
Ooh, you know what's never been done in comics before?
Huh.
Having a comic book, at the DC universe in the Batman Beyond universe, but it's not Batman Beyond title. You have Superman Beyond. stuff like
Yeah, I don't
that.
understand how they're gonna do even do Batman Beyond anymore, because it's like Future State has completely just
Erased
been
it.
like Batman Beyond apparently doesn't exist. Just
I think it's only 10 years. It's only 10 years ahead. So like Batman's in his 40s in
so in 10
future.
years, in 10 years, Gotham has turned into a complete Cyberpunk 2077 landscape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can tell that DC really thought this through.
Look at
Back to the chat. Hold on, I need to get through on some of these. RDV did the booty dance for snow. We got 4 more inches, says Maranya.
welcome.
Let's see. Snatch faces. I don't know what's worse, the weather or RDV doing a booty dance. Let's see. Music just made me and my dog both jump. Yeah, I like to throw that in there. Surprise. Ed says Ash o'clock. Eric says this should get Ash back under 700. Well, I'm already under 700, so laugh it away, fuzzball. Let's see. Ronnie says, where's Ash? Okay, so this is the part where I didn't have the mic turned on because I'm an idiot. I had to turn it off, otherwise you'd hear me talking to Dippy Doo in the background.
Wow.
And so then I forgot to turn it back on. Yeah, it's a good name. We'll see if it sticks.
Dippy Doo. Come here, Dippy Doo. You want another bone? Crunch, crunch.
Dippy Doo. Let's see. Eric says, I use my phone to call people. I don't know. Eric hasn't called me for months, so I don't know if he really does. Ronnie says she has a $30 flip phone. I only use my old brick phone for checking the weather, texting, and making calls. I burned through most of our data in 3 days, our first month of that phone watching YouTube. Well, Maranya, you need to connect your phone to the Wi-Fi. That will, number one, that will save you a lot of data.
Ash, I still have a landline. Do you remember people's numbers at all?
No. Cell phones have destroyed me for numbers. Let's see. Breen and I communicate through cookiegrams. Another thing that I'm left out of, apparently. Why don't you just keep bragging about all the things that you don't invite Ash to? Just keep it up. They try not to make phones with removable batteries anymore. That way you buy a new phone instead of just a battery, says Ed. No kidding. That's why I liked LG so much. But then LG caved in, and we're like, we're going to be like everyone else. And I'm like, well, if you're going to be like everyone else, Samsung's the best. So if you're not going to be a better phone than Samsung, then you need to do things differently. And that's what they used to do. And I still, like I said, I love this phone, man. It's just, I hate not being able to use the video camera. And my buddy was like, why don't you just get another one? Because I can get a G4. I could probably buy one for like $100, you know. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to buy a 6-year-old phone. If I'm gonna buy a new phone, so I'm thinking about getting so I took my car to the shop today. So it's at the mechanic as we speak. Cross your fingers, pray for me, whatever. I don't know, but California has got really crazy fascist bullshit laws. They will not pass your car for smog check, period, if you have a check engine light on. It doesn't matter what the check engine light is for. It could be completely non-emissions related, but they will not certify your car. So I have to get this fixed. Now, I know that the check engine light has to do with the turbo on my car, so I need to get that fixed, and it's not cheap fixing the turbos.
So did they give you a 1951 Studebaker Champion as a loaner?
No.
Because don't kick it; it'll fall apart.
So I'm just praying that the bill doesn't come out, because the car runs fine. It it's not like it's broken down or anything. It just, there's something going on, and I know what it is. It has a extremely minor oil leak, and that oil drips on the turbo, and I'm sure something got clogged up in there, and that's just causing the engine light to be like, so
oil leak.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But it's been that way. I've had the car for 5 years now, and it's just been that way. And
What kind of car did you say it was?
it's a Mini Cooper S.
Ah, that's right. Oh, it's one you showed us. Is that the silver one you had?
Yeah, it's like a gray,
Or
like
yeah,
a yeah, like a metallic gray.
so it's just German engineering, right?
Yeah, it's German. It's a British car made in Germany. Um, but since I am a right-wing Nazi, I figured I should be. Um,
My brother had a Volkswagen, the C, whatever it was, and it kept having the same problem where it just kept a fuel injection problem when it didn't start. Finally got rid of it. And then he's like, and then he saw like, oh, somebody selling the exact same model car. I can go buy for cheap and use. I'm like, sure, go do that. Same problem. It's
well, the car's been great. I've this is my favorite car I've ever had.
that's
Cars
the thing.
cars have mechanical issues. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I haven't really had to spend a lot of money on it. And if this wasn't a smog, like I said, the car's running fine for the most part. It is a little underpowered because I know something's going on with the turbo, but that's fine. It's still plenty quick. It sounds great, handles great. Like, don't have an issue. I wouldn't even be doing this except I need to register my car because California, and now I'm gonna have to pay thousands of dollars maybe just so I can even have the permission to drive on His Majesty's Royal Highway.
Dude, I laugh whenever I see something that says like not sold in California, and it's like a power equipment because it gives up too much emissions, like lawnmower
Oh
or
yeah,
anything. It's like what?
yeah. When I lived in Colorado, I had a Ford Explorer, and I love this car. This car was great, and I'm not an SUV guy, but when you can get heaps of snow, that car was great. It just freaking plowed through. You just freaking shifted into 4-wheel drive, boom, go anywhere. Which is, by the way, I don't know if Jimmy's listening, but Jimmy drives a Ford Explorer, and I saw those pictures of the snow, and he was like, "I can't go get me food because of snow," and I'm like, "You drive a Ford Explorer? What's going on?" When I replaced my Ford Explorer with this Mini, and I was driving through snowbanks. Worse than anyway.
Well, the only thing I can think is these people that are in Texas or anywhere you're not used to getting snow. You don't have snow tires. You
Oh yeah,
have rain tires. So even if the roads are cleared and they're drive, these people would still be getting accidents because they're not used to driving on any snow.
that's true. And also, if you don't live in a snow state, that means you probably don't have appropriations towards doing things for the snow. Like, in Colorado, when it snowed, you'd have all the salt trucks. They're not really salt. They would lay the magnesium sulfate, whatever, on the roads. Without that, like, there were times we would get like a surprise snowstorm and like they weren't ready. And then so the salt trucks didn't come out. It was like just ice field. You couldn't drive on them. So I completely understand when you don't have the roads treated properly, it's a huge, and if they're not plowed on top of that, it's a huge difference. And so I know Texas, and believe me, for anyone who hasn't actually been to Texas, it is ginormous. There's like, I did a road trip last year with my buddy to his parents' house, and we drove out to Texas, and it was a really fun time. But I remember when we drove, like, we got into Texas, and then how far we had to drive into Texas to get there. And just like, I was like, how many fucking millions of miles of roads are in this state? Like, seriously. I was like, how do they maintain these roads? I'm driving through countries. Like, Texas is, and to keep all that plowed and then to keep it salted when, like, no, that's not going to happen. Not for something that, like, snow that comes once every 20 years,
Is it a longer drive from California as far as from the top of California down to the bottom, or would that be the equivalent of going across Texas, or is that still smaller? You think?
It's probably close to equal. It was. I mean, I didn't drive all the way to the other end of Texas to the Louisiana border. That would be longer. But I mean, it wasn't like I just had to go to Texas and then we're there. We still had to drive. The location was like 2 hours outside of Dallas.
I was gonna say it's probably like rural land. You're going from city to like,
yeah,
there's a
rural.
city.
Just
It's like the Redemption.
Dude, it totally was. I was just like, we would drive for just forever. I'd be like, this road is just, I haven't seen civilization. Or you'd go through a town, it'd be like one stoplight, and you'd see some ranches off in the distance. You're like, oh, I guess some people live here. Or the really weird thing is you'd go through a town that was maybe a little bit bigger, but you wouldn't see any houses. You would just see like feed stores.
You're about a guy who has to drive a car across Texas. You're a guy driving a car across Texas. 1800s, they had freaking buggies, or you had a horse.
Well, back then they didn't really travel, Venkman. Like no. That, like people back then, most people never left their town.
If you're a bandito, you had
chat is going forever. You're just keeping me from addressing the people. I gotta scroll down and skip some stuff. Forgive me.
It's all fake news.
A lot of talk.
There's no one here.
White Knight Clayface is Matt Hagen or Basil Carlo or Preston Payne?
Matt Hagen was on the animated series. He's the one that was the actor who he was thrown into a vat of it, kind of like Joker. Yeah.
Melissa says Batman Beyond is her favorite future. Eric says make Batman supremely powerful and call it Batman Beyonder. It's stupid. Let's see. Eric says that was me calling you. My phone never rang. Sorry, buddy. You need to teach Eric how to dial a phone number again. I hope Murphy's Batman Beyond keeps Derek Powers, aka Bright the Joker. Why not? I don't know. Maybe would you like to see Sean Gordon Murphy do a Batman Beyond? Like, would you like to see? Sorry, let me clarify the question. Would you like to see what the Batman Beyond looks like in the Murphyverse?
Yes, but I also like Dan Jurgens to be involved in it too. Because like Dan Jurgens write books. Like he's like right now they're doing Harley Quinn.
But then that wouldn't be his take. Like Murphy's take on basically Murphy's take on Batman Beyond, like he did with Batman.
Yeah, I'm saying you do that, but I'm saying you could have Dan Jurgens give him a job, let him work on a solo title within that universe. You know what I'm saying? Like Robert Venditti. I'd love to have all these people like working with Sean Gordon Murphy in his universe.
That was some weird. That was some weirdo calling me. I don't know. I had to ignore the call.
Were they asking for money?
I don't know. It was a Kentucky number.
You probably want a whole shitload of bourbon. You should have answered it.
That'd be amazing.
We're gonna let you know you want all this bourbon for a lifetime. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Melissa says her son is it Jake is a collector. He's got Silver Age Superman in its packaging, Teen Titans figurines, a bunch of stuff. He's also got Ash Williams Funko keychain. Nice. High five on the Ash keychain. I got a Funko Ash. It's one of the few Funko Pops I have.
Dude, speaking of Ash, apparently there's a collector's edition 40th anniversary toy come out. They just put out.
Really?
I might begin. Yeah, my buddy's like, if you get one, you gotta get one. I'm like, where am I gonna get it? Toys R Us is gone. It's like that's why I went for retro toys.
Okay, Bankman, I want you to listen very closely. I want you to remember this word.
Crap, I forgot. What are we talking about?
Amazon. Now I know it'll be hard to remember, so I want you to think of Wonder Woman because you like comic books, and Wonder Woman is an Amazon. So that's how you're gonna remember. Now you type that into a web browser, Amazon, and it will take you to this place where you can pretty much buy anything. It's amazing.
It's a NECA one. It has the chainsaw, the gun, the tape recorder, the lantern, and the table. That's what I'm gonna have. Sweet.
Did you find it?
I can send it a link. Hold on. My friend sent it to me through something. That's right.
Speaking of links, well, I meant to do this on the last stream, and I forgot to get to it. But I thought this was freaking hilarious because Florida's awesome. Florida's quickly becoming one of my favorite states. Florida restaurant goes viral for face diapers not required mask policy. Did you see this?
What?
I have it on the screen right now. Face diapers not required. Everyone welcome. You should see it. You're probably, there's going to be a delay for you since you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Directly live. There it goes. Man, my iPad's way behind. Do you see it now?
Hold on, I can open my browser up. I am on Discord through my PC, and I'm on Facebook through my phone. Listen to you.
Oh, you're not listening. You're not watching the. You're not looking at the chat at all.
I was, and then I was trying to get that link for you for the Ash thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 1 second, let me go over, switch over.
Now I got to keep it up forever. Let's see. I'll look at the chat while you're.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they're saying they want that calling that. I thought you were saying that people were actually using diapers as face masks.
No, they're calling face masks face
I
diapers.
I wouldn't put it past it though.
That is so rad. This needs to take on. Face diapers not required.
What do you wear? I wear Huggies brand.
By the way, I was pretty excited. I went to this mechanic, because a new mechanic. Because unfortunately, the mechanic that I actually use, my regular guy, doesn't work on turbos. He works on everything else. So as long as it's not a turbo issue, I use this guy. But I needed this. So, and also he doesn't do smog checks. So I had to go to a different mechanic. And I had to look around multiple. There's a lot of mechanics won't work on Mini Coopers. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, so I went to this guy. No mask. No one there wearing masks. I didn't have to wear a mask. I felt stupid because I went there yesterday to just ask about getting my car worked on, and I was wearing a mask because you better fucking wear a mask everywhere in California. you better. You'll be lynched.
You better.
So I was like wearing a mask, and then I was like, as I was leaving, like other customers were coming in and stuff, and they weren't all wearing masks. I was like, man, I feel like I'm dumb shit. But I wear masks just because, well, number one, I don't want to get arrested. But number two, I just, even though I think it's stupid, if it makes other people feel comfortable, so be it. I don't want to but I hate it. I'll talk bad about it, but I'll be courteous to other people.
In Mother California, you wear a mask or you die.
In Soviet California, mask wear you.
Gonna die.
Ron DeSantis is killing grandma. Why can't he be more like Governor Cuomo? Wait, what?
What you're talking about? Is she being serious or serious?
No, he's joking.
All right.
God, did you? They keep finding more shit about Cuomo. Apparently, they found some clip where Cuomo was saying that all this mask wearing and lockdowns is just reactionary hysteria or something like that. And so now it's like all this stuff's coming out. They caught him admitting that they were messing with the numbers because they were trying to avoid the feds investigating. They were trying to it's all this shit keeps coming out, and it's like, dude, how are we still protecting this guy? But we have to, because they invested so hard. The left went all out on Cuomo being governor of the year. I'm surprised he hasn't won a Nobel Peace Prize. There's no way now they could come out and be like, you know what? We were wrong. Trump was right. There's no way. They just have to go harder into the paint. Double down, triple down, quadruple down. It's it's serious. Right. We could have Cuomo on camera recorded saying I'm gonna send more people to die in nursing homes, admit and people would be like, oh no, it was that's not actually what you they would find a way to spin it to just cover for this guy no matter what. Eric says Aubrey Huff was the one who first started calling them face diapers.
Yeah.
Aubrey Huff is funny.
Threw the link in the purple chat.
Oh, now I gotta go find this.
Purple members only.
Purple members.
Got my jacket on, everything.
Purple. Oh man, No, I didn't want to click on the link. Copy link. That's what I want to do.
I was like, say, careful clicking on links. You might like, oh, I closed this channel.
No, I didn't. No. I can't operate shit while I have you on. It's messing me up. Get back.
I get that. People say that to me a lot of times. I can't concentrate on them around.
Evil Dead NECA teases 40th anniversary Ass Williams figure.
Yep.
I want to see pics. I don't want to see a pic from the movie.
Go down.
Oh.
That's a teaser. They haven't shown the figure yet, but that's what's coming with it, though.
Oh, of course it takes you to Twitter.
Well, yeah.
I click on the picture and it takes me to Twitter, where they tweeted the picture. What the? Get out of here. All right, whatever. Here I am at Bleeding Cool. Did you hear about this? McFarlane has announced some new Spawn comics, and in conjunction has announced a Spawn shared universe. Did you hear about this?
Yeah. I actually saw that Kate's posted something like a Spawn figure icon in a tweet. So I don't know if he's gonna go over and help work on a Spawn book.
Well, according to stories that I've heard, let's see, Todd McFarlane announced Spawn's universe. Let's see, including 4 new comics. Let's see. Earlier this week, Bleeding Cool did a 3-part interview with President. Okay. Ah, God, just Bleeding Cool sucks. You just broke it all up. Apparently, from what I've heard, though, he's got some big names joining in. Like Donnie Cates is going to be a part of this. Jim Chung, I saw, was one of the artists. Looks like Frank Quietly. Let's see, what does this say? Todd McFarlane. Let's see. Then we got talking about McFarlane's plans for 2021. Recently, he's been introducing other spawns to the Spawn comic book, which have been driving sales, including Gunslinger Spawn and Ninja Spawn. And he's going to use them to create a superhero team of spawns, which may or may not be called the Chain Gang. And that will also lead to one more Spawn comic book going forward in 2021 as well. How many? Well, we'll talk about that. So that's actually kind of interesting, because now that's going to boom the speculator. You better go find the Spawn books that have first appearance of Gunslinger. Lineup of
art.
What's that?
Who's art is a current lineup right now. I don't know if you just read all that, but I'm on CBR.
This is way too much to read.
Art Adams, Jason Sean Alexander, Carlo Barberi, Brett Booth, J. Scott Campbell, Greg Capullo, Johnny Cates, Jim Chung, Mike Del Mundo, Javier Fernandez, David Finch, Jonathan Glepian, Kevin Kinn, Elias Scott, Puppeteer Lee, Sean Lewis, Sean Gordon Murphy, Ben Oliver, Steven Segovia, Paulo Sequeira, Mark Silvestri, Marcio Takara, and Frank Wiley. That's a lot of people, man.
That's a lot of people.
I think I have like 4 different.
So he's doing a shared universe now.
4 titles, including a team book.
I'm excited about this talent. That's a lot of talent that he's bringing in, especially Art Adams, who's my favorite comic book artist. But David Finch is a huge name. I like him quite a bit. This is the thing. Back in the 90s, McFarlane did something similar. We had Frank Miller write an issue of Spawn. He got Neil Gaiman to do an issue. Got Dave Sim. So he's done stuff like this before, so I don't necessarily know if it's going to be a similar thing where it's like, hey, look, Art Adams is going to do an issue of Spawn. That'll still be cool. I'll probably actually buy it. Or if they're actually going to be doing bigger projects. The thing that stands out to me is I don't want a Spawniverse, right? Like I don't really like the Venomverse. I don't like the Spider-Verse. I don't want wouldn't you be more excited if McFarlane said, I'm just doing a shared universe that Spawn is in, but we're also going to have other types of heroes and characters that aren't Spawn people, that it feels just more like a diverse universe, not just, hey, look, everything's Spawn all the time, more Spawn. Like, doesn't that get boring to you?
One of the reasons why I liked when they had, what was it, Red Sonja versus Chaos Comics, they've also did crossovers. Chaos has done a lot of crossovers of Vampirella, Sonya, other Dynamite characters. Like you said, I like when companies cross over with each other. But as far as just having a limited universe, yeah, you're limited yourself what it's going to be in. Like Venom, could be Venom. It's a Venom universe. Look right now, King of Black. How many characters there? It's still kind of a shared universe. It just focuses more on Venom being the main character. Now, if it was a Thor universe where Thor is the main character, having people pop in, you could do something like that. But
wouldn't you be more interested in Todd McFarlane creating new heroes that have nothing to do with Spawn? It feels like, dude, is the only thing you're interested in doing is making Spawns?
Like I said, Todd was great when he was working on Spider-Man. I like that. I mean,
imagine Stan Lee back in the day, and all he did was make Spider-Man. Like imagine we didn't get Hulk, no Thor, no Fantastic Four, no Silver Surfer, no X-Men, just Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman, Spider-Boy.
Yeah, it would be boring.
Spider-Dog. Dark Spider-Man, like just Cowboy Spider-Man, Spider-Man Noir. Like,
well,
medieval Spider-Man.
They already had a Spider-Verse, which is okay for that thing. It wasn't a main thing. It wasn't going on forever. We still have the shared universe.
Yes, and I was going to say, you already have a Marvel universe. So if you don't care about the Spider-Verse, that's not all you have. This is all you're going to get. I don't care that there's many different Spawns.
I mean, even
if you're going to do a shared universe, open it up first. Make the world, like, show like what is in the world besides Spawn, and then go back and say, now we're going to introduce some more Spawns.
Well, that's what IDW did with the Ghostbusters franchise. They opened up. You had Ninja Turtles. You had other universes of Ghostbusters teaming up and everything. It's just like, even had Transformers Ghostbusters. As much as it sounds ridiculous having Transformers with Ghostbusters, it's still a kind of cool story. The Ecto-1 turning into a Transformer, and it really yeah, like I said, you gotta have a bigger world to start with. If you're starting off with like, this is my world, and I have like 5 characters, and then you don't plan on adding any more characters to that, it's like, okay, why should I really get invested in this? And like I said, Spawn, I like the movie, but I never got into the comics. And I guess a lot of people do like Spawn and still like him as far as back then.
I think Spawn would be a bigger legacy if McFarlane created a bigger world around him. Because you have to imagine not everyone is going to be a Spawn lover, right? Like, it's same going back to Stan Lee. Not everyone is going to be a Spider-Man lover. It's a great character, but some people are going to be like, I'm more about Fantastic Four. And some other people are like, no, I'm more about the Hulk. But you put all of those fans together and you have a much bigger fan base. You're not limited to just Spawn fans.
Thing is, do you think he's up to the task to actually create a bigger universe like they have Marvel and DC have? Or do you think that, it just feel like it's just rushing it too much? Like Sean Gordon Murphy, I like the way he's building his world. He's doing it slow. He's not doing it all at once.
I'll tell you what, I absolutely think that he is up to the task, and here's why. Because back in the 60s, Stan Lee was basically throwing all sorts of shit against the wall. If you go back and read X-Men #1, X-Men is my favorite comic book franchise of all time. Not like currently, but based on how it's today, but just at its peak, X-Men is the best thing that I've ever enjoyed as far as a franchise in comics. X-Men #1 is not good. It's middling. It's just, and it was fine for the day. Kids, whatever, liked it. But it was Stan Lee just like, here's some characters, they're teenagers, and they have extraordinary powers. Voila!
Like
Oh
the
yes, voila! They're called X-Men, and their leader is a guy, Professor X. Yes, and then the villain Magneto. And it's so basic, and it's quite I should read it on the show sometime because it's quite astonishingly dull. But here's the beauty about Marvel, and I think what Marvel is so colorful, because some of these ideas had potential. X-Men obviously had potential. Stan Lee threw all this stuff out there, and some of it was good from the get-go, like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. But you bring in other artists, other visionaries, right? I'll use like Daredevil as an example. Daredevil, and Breen's going to throw Rotten Tomatoes at me for this. I don't think Daredevil was that special until a certain individual came along and revolutionized the character. But that's the beauty. If Todd throws out these ideas and creates these characters and just creates a kind of here's a guy, does some stuff. But then you hire someone like Donny Cates to like build off of that. Yeah, go crazy. Here's the guy. Here's what I envision him. These things, you work within these boundaries. You do some stuff. Be creative. Go wild. Mm-hmm. And you let him do like what Stan Lee did when he brought in creative talent. You can probably come up with some great stuff.
Eric Breen. Little she spawn be free to be ugly.
Oh man.
She basically will be Lady Deadpool. All nasty under the mask.
So
because look at the man's spawn, he's burned.
That's just my opinion. I would be very excited for this, and I think it would be ripe. As Eric starts throwing tomatoes at me,
well,
it would be ripe. It's the ripe time because Marvel and DC are just like shitting the bed, right? And I think comic fans would love to just have a new universe, and McFarlane has that street cred, and to just build this thing, do it. I'm not a particular Spawn fan. It's a little bit too much demonic for me. Like it's not my cup of tea. But I would love to have a world of other characters that Spawn existed in, and just like Marvel, could crisscross once in a while and be around. Like that would be fun. I like what McFarlane's doing. I don't know if the comics are still going to be $2.95, but right now, Spawn is still $2.99. In a world where DC's trying to charge you $7.99 for comics, McFarlane's charging you $2.99, and he's bringing over big time talent apparently from what you read. Where Marvel and DC are going to Tumblr artists and just bottom of the barrel crap because they don't want to pay money. If McFarlane could build a new universe and bring over the top talent over there. I know he's still got connections with Greg Capullo, right? Because that was the guy who first took over Spawn 20-something years ago.
You look at everybody who is on that list he's writing with. If he needs ideas or just wants to create his own thing, like, hey, you create this, you have characters you created, we can cross them over.
Yeah. Do a revenue sharing program, offer them, like, you create characters from my universe, whatever. You can have 50% of the royalties forever. Dude, I mean.
Hickman, we need a Walking Dead universe. Or firepower crossing over with most superheroes.
Eric says, Stan Lee just called. He said to apologize to Ash for not having 80 sensibilities in 1963 when he was writing 6 books and running a company. I'm not insulting Stan Lee. The guy is a legend. He's on my Mount Rushmore. I'm simply saying that Stan Lee didn't throw out masterpieces right out of the gate. Some of these characters are iconic because many different talented creators got their hands on them and added things to them. And it's not just Stan Lee's characters. DC the same way. Batman and Superman, dude, look, all credit to Siegel and Schuster and Kane and what the other guy, Finger, whatever. Those their creation was lame. Go back and read Golden Age Superman and Golden Age Batman.
Yeah, you read Frank Miller, he made the character awesome.
The characters that exist today are nothing like what they created. And I'm not going here to give all the credit to Frank Miller. But, Superman has had great talented people like John Byrne on there to reimagine. And over the years has shaped it into something. And I'm just saying that McFarlane could do something simple. He doesn't have to throw out a masterpiece right out of the gate. Just something that's halfway decent and then get top talent to come in and help him flesh out his worlds. I think it could become something.
Yeah, I said I give it props to Marvel and DC for doing the team books. Like Stan Lee with working with Kirby creating the Fantastic Four. Imagine if there was no team books; it was just all single heroes. It'd be weird. No Avengers, no Justice League. No Fantastic Four.
Oh, you're gonna see a world with no Avengers coming soon. Can't wait for that Jason Aaron monstrosity.
Avengers no more. They throw their costumes inside the trash can.
No, it's Heroes Reborn. Oh. You heard about Heroes Reborn?
I heard about it, but they're still heroes though.
Yeah, but it's no Avengers.
Oh.
So it's Squadron Supreme is the big super team. There's no Avengers. Iron Man, no Captain America, none of these guys. So it's the Marvel universe reimagined, I guess, as if the Avengers didn't happen.
So it's an Elseworld, but the mother books are still continuing on as normal?
No, it's a big event. It's a big event coming to Marvel to reshape everything.
So I won't be able to read Daredevil at all?
No, Daredevil's not an Avenger. I don't know. Daredevil would be off doing whatever. You'll be able to read Daredevil.
Like I said, I have few books.
Just like right now, the whole Enter the Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know how that's happening in the middle of King of Black? And it's like Enter the Phoenix, like no one's even aware that Null's taken over the planet. Like, let's have a little tournament with Firebird.
Jack Curry,
that's what it'll be. It'll be like this major event, and then no one over on Daredevil side of the world will even know what's going on.
Eric Green, Jack Kirby may have co-created Captain America, but Ghost perfected him. Wow. I'm sick of events, really. I mean, the only events the first event I'm actually following and reading was Joker War, and now I'm reading Marvel's with Venom and Johnny King and Black. I usually don't do. I gave up events a long time ago because I just got sick of them. He's like, this is gonna change the world.
Now I don't necessarily consider Joker War.
Well, it's a Batman universe event,
And I guess I can see why some people. Yeah. It was a big Batman storyline.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily consider it like an event.
It's not a world event, but I mean, as far as Gotham and stuff, the different books he had.
Right. I mean, here's the thing. Joker War. It's a Batman story. If you're buying Batman, you're already buying the books. Right? It's not like King in Black where you're like, oh, it's going off into Daredevil. What the hell's going on?
I was only buying Batman with Tinian. Then I had to start buying Detective. I had to get Nightwing. I had to get the Harley Quinn and all the other ones tied in with Catwoman. You're still getting I'm still getting titles I wasn't normally buying, which did help.
Yeah, but you weren't buying like a Joker War book. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Death Metal, right? There was a Death Metal series, and then there were special Death Metal side books.
It was more than what I normally buy, though. I'll give you that, though.
Yeah, it was like a crossover.
Alfred is not coming back. He said, "Screw DC, I'm done with them." Until he renegotiates his contract, he can come back.
Who?
Alfred.
Oh. Eric says King in Black would have a great ending if Noel turns out to be Johnny Cash.
Dude, you guys, if you've not read issue 4, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say
I have not read it yet. I have not read it yet, but dude.
Oh my god.
Dude, first of all, did you see the cool alternate cover that I bought for that?
Which one? I did not see it. Did he post it somewhere?
I'm on the video that I made.
I'll have to go watch your video yet.
It's on my comic haul video.
Yeah, I saw you just posted it today, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a alternate cover. You might have saw it at the store. An alternate cover for issue 4 that has Silver Surfer on it. He's like flying through a venom dragon, like a symbiote dragon. It's just badass looking. I was like, oh, I gotta get this. To Eric, I would say that would be stupid if Null was revealed to be Johnny Cash. However, I would give major prop points if Null met his end by falling into a ring of fire.
Actually,
Bankman didn't get that, so he didn't back me up.
I get what you're saying as far as symbiotes being afraid of fire, but in King of Black, they're not. They're immune to it.
Oh, Doug was thinking along the same lines. He put that in chat too. So kudos to you, Doug.
You got the one. You said Silver Surfer and the Dragon. Oh, I'm looking at League of Comic Geeks right now. There's another one too.
Yeah, there were some good covers. There was a Spider-Man cover
with the giant serpent. Holy crap! I'm just more flaming motorcycle tired. Oh, I would have loved to get that one.
The Silver Surfer one is the best. Speaking of comics, let's see what they got on sale on the Comixology. Weapon X is having a big sale now, because that's not overdone. How many? The best is Weapon H. Oh, what a monstrosity. Weapon X. Remember when it was Weapon X and not Weapon 10? That was cool. Then some idiot decided, no, it's actually Weapon 10, so there can be more of them.
I never heard that because I don't pay attention to people like that.
Yeah, there's an X-Men called Phantom X. Have you heard of him?
Really? Is that French guy?
Yeah. He's from the Morrison run. Grant Morrison created him. Phantom X.
2000, right?
He's Weapon 13.
Jean-Luc or something?
I don't know. He's stupid.
Jean-Claude? I don't know.
X-Men Legends. We covered that last time. DC Start Here sale. Oh, look, you can get the Adam Strange that doesn't have Tom King. It's probably fun. Oh, this looks fun. Adam Strange and Future Quest. That could be cool. Oh, it's just #1 issues. Well, this is lame. I don't want to just buy a #1.
I've noticed that there are a lot of you can get single issues, but we only have the first 7 issues as a collected run.
Now this is just issue. These are all issue 1s, so it's a Start Here sale. So it's like you can get the first issue for $1. But I think digital comics are already overpriced. Imagine paying like $5.99 for a digital comic. There's nothing. All right, so I already covered the sales a couple days ago. We're talking about Captain America. We got the final issue of Sentinel of Liberty tonight. Have you been following along on this, Vankman, or have you just been tuning me out reading other books?
What books am I supposed to be reading, House?
You're not supposed to be reading anything. I'm talking about Captain America that I've been reading for the show.
I told you, you gotta let me do the Austrian voice. You do the Germans. Speak lags and I don't know.
If we could find a way to coordinate that, I don't think we're planned out enough to make it work well tonight.
Have my people call your people.
Let's see. The laughing emojis are for your joke, Ash, not mean-spirited quip. Did I make a joke? Breen's laughing at me. Apparently I made it funny, and I don't remember. It could be because I'm senile.
I'm not sure. I'm senile too, apparently.
X-Men are villains now. Also, Franklin not being a mutant pissed me off, just like retconning Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Oh, well, do you see what Dan Slott's going to marry off Dr. Doom? This is stupid. Dr. Doom's going to get married, and apparently Reed Richards is like the best man or something. Stupid. Just keep.
Is he marrying that Herald girl, the one that's serving him?
Who knows? Someone else. I think it was computer robots, maybe. Someone had said to me, the suspicion was it was what was it? Reed Richards' daughter. What's her name?
Valeria.
Yeah, Valeria. And I
She's
was like,
too young. She's not even 18 yet.
dude, it's comics. We can just age people up.
Is Eric Larson writing it?
So he had a suspicion, like, what if it's Valeria, and the reason why because I was making fun of it. I was like, why the Fantastic Four be going to Doctor Doom's wedding, and be like, oh, if they're there because it's their daughter, I'd be like, oh god, that could happen.
Well, I guess it is. It's CBR has an article on it.
Melissa says Doctor Doom is married to evil and world domination. He has no time for love. Amen, Melissa. Amen. Why can't we just have villains be villains? Can we just please why do we have to mess with success? I do not get it. Snatchface says I hate Dan Slott's writing. You and everyone else that enjoys writing.
No.
Well, Venkman, I need to get into reading some Captain America. It has been really fun having you on. You're welcome to stay. But if I sit here and talk to you all night, I'll never get to read the book.
You're still talking to me? Damn it. Trying to read a important CBR article here. Top notch.
Well, you can continue to read CBR articles. You can listen to the comic. This is the fourth and final issue of the Adventures of Captain America: Sentinels of Liberty. I hope you guys in the audience have been enjoying it. This is one of my favorite Captain America books ever. It's from the early 90s, written by Fabian Nicieza. I would hazard to guess that this is Fabian's best writing ever. If anyone disagrees, please let me know what's better than this, because I would like to go check it out. That he's
Legends. Done. Apparently.
What's that?
X-Men Legends. He's doing that right now.
Oh, I haven't read that yet. Eric says, say goodnight, Venkman.
Good night, Venkman. Wait, so if Breen's going to bed now, you're reading. I need to go to bed too then.
All right. Well, like I said, you're welcome to stay. I'm going to start reading this book, and we'll get through it. Hopefully, like I said, everyone's enjoying it. And then we'll get into some more chatting.
If you get stumped on the German words, just ask me, okay?
Do you speak German?
Fluently.
You do?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I don't. I can read it, though.
But you can't see the comic.
I can see the comic on my phone.
Yeah, but you see it like 8 seconds behind. We'd have to pause for everything. Oh, my goodness.
Hold on, I can find it. I can find it online. A comic. I'll read it myself.
Ay, ay, ay. The Adventures of Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, Angels of Death, Angels of Hope, Book 4 of 4. Let's go. Let's go and die. Or be shot and die. No! Roshadal, please, save me first. You do not understand, there, Zonmorder. I was talking to you. Blam! Oh, that's so evil. You shot him. He was your soldier. He was a failure. Der Führer does not tolerate failures. I am not in the least bit surprised that your President Roosevelt lacked the courage to eradicate you. He is as weak as you are, Chud. A real man would have pulled himself up or let himself go. You lack the strength for either Amerikaner. Take him to the transport car. tend to him, dress his wounds. Der Führer has need of this lost soul. Though I hardly think you ready for what is to come, dear Captain. Cindy? Bucky? If they've hurt either of you, it is not your time for histrionic speeches, Schwein. It is my time. Hear my words, Amerikaner. Use your eyes to see the glory of the Reich. We are everywhere. We are everything. We are everyone. And you, a poor, gaudily clad sop, a puppet of the capitalist Narren, who continues to believe that they are the way of the future. You Nazi pig. You'll never crush the spirit of a true fighting American. Act 9. Let us see, shall we? Step forward, Agent X. Hail, Agent X! Hail, Der Roschattel! Hail, Hitler! Cindy? Where is your spirit now, Captain? Could it be that the truth has finally dawned on your naive little mind? American Lieutenant Cynthia Glass was a lie. Her beauty is something you'll never possess. And so the end game begins. Take them both away. Schnell, to the airport. Der Führer awaits. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Steve, Cap, you okay? Lice. Or is that lice? All right. I don't know. Someone tell me how to pronounce that. Yeah, go gargle a knockwurst, you ratsy sissy. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. We are seriously in deep doo-doo. Minutes later, the plane takes off and heads on its way towards the heart of Nazi Germany. Wake up, Tunk. Come now, weak American dog. Bark for me. Don't push your luck, goose stepper. Messing with Captain America's like asking for a one-way ticket to the Sawbones. Shut up, pretty boy. Slap. That was a mistake, Fritz. Hours later. I make plane sounds. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. From the angle of the moon to our flight and the time we're airborne from Paris to touchdown, I'd say our goose was a bolt to get cooked. Smack dab in the middle of Germany. Where are we now? 20 minutes from the air terminal. Southwest. Must have been about 10 miles. Some kind of prison camp. Jeez, what's that? It's true. The rumors. What are they doing to these people? Polish, Czechs, Russians, Jews? All of them. Concentrate, James. Concentrate. Scope out the place. Get the lay of the land down. Know what's what and where it is. We're going to stop this. We have to stop this. The more you learn now, the better your chances are of getting out alive. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Move camera 3 this way. We want to get reaction shots from the crowd. Where will Judith be seated? Section 4. Der Führer was specific in his orders that they be allowed to see this fight. The better to crush their spirits, 9. Very, very deep doo-doo. You will get out now, schnell. Eyes front, Amerikaner. Take off your clothes. And so, step by step, Cap and Bucky endure a humiliating examination. This should rinse you clean of any degenerate Americana diseases, 9. You are to put on these articles of clothing. You're a real ray of sunshine around here, aren't you, Fritz? Not to be talking, child. Might as well be asking me not to breathe. That can be arranged. Into the cell, Amerikaner. Cap, you gonna be okay? You need anything? Guess you know where to find me, right? Cap? Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Cap, Steve, you awake? Didn't hear a peep out of his cell during the night. He's really out of it. Between that Fletcher guy we went to Paris to rescue buying it, then Cindy being a Nazi spy. Guess I shouldn't be too surprised that Cap's about had it. But how the heck do I get us out of here without his help? Off Merc, Samkeit. Thunk, thunk. What's going on? I can't see. Holy moly. Stand, American Schwein. Stand and... Heil Hitler! Heil! This is the Amerikaner Captain? Return him his uniform, fully mended. Bathe him, feed him, mach schnell. Today the people of Deutschland will come to see the symbol of a country crushed before their eyes. What purpose will it serve if he is crushed already? Slam. Steve, you okay? I know how tough this is, pal. You gotta hang in there, you know? You can't give in to them. It's just that, I believe in you, Steve. I believe in Captain America. All that hooey about symbol of liberty, fighting American. Even someone like me could fall for it. I guess, 'cause we need a Captain America. I need a Captain America. But more important than any of that, Steve, most important of all, you need a Captain America as well. Quiet hours pass. Herr Rogers, if you would to please put it on. Cap, no matter what they do, hang tough. Chick, chuck, chick, chuck. Chick, chuck, chick, chuck. Now's the time. Now's the time. With Steve gone, they'll ignore me for a while. Which means I can use the paperclip I snatched from one of the doctors. 20 anxious minutes later. Okay, I'm out. Now what? Get some help, get some guns, free Cap, free the prisoners, escape the camp, fly out of the country. No problem. Someone's coming. Chick, chick, chick. What is... Thunk. Oh, double yeah. Not only do I take out a crowd guard, it ends up being Queen Trader herself. I was on my way to see you. Oh, yeah? To give you these. Huh? They're the master keys to the facility. Use them to help Steve. What gives? I am a child of the fatherland. I am German, but Steve does not deserve this. He is a good man. I just help him, Bucky. There's a weapons storage depot 3 barracks down. The prisoners' barracks are all about you. Do what you can for Steve, please. Meanwhile, outside, people clapping and applauding. The challenger to the Aryan Way from the United States, the hero of the soft-willed American people, Captain America. Boo hiss. I'm so glad you could join us, Fräulein. The pleasure and honor are mine, mein Führer. The Rosado comes now. Dum da da dum dum dum. To challenge the weak Americans find is the fighting symbol of terror renowned throughout Europe. The soldier supreme in their Reichstag's fighting force. The man whose fists are thunder, whose reflexes are lightning. A true symbol of Aryan supremacy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Skull. Dum da 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 dum. Meanwhile, Fritzy looks like he's only got eyes and ears for whatever's happening in that arena. All the better to put a dent in his head. Thunk. Not exactly my usual tailored outfit, but it'll do in a pinch, I guess. This is the key, right? Bingo. Now I have to free as many prisoners as possible. The bigger the diversion, the better our chances of getting out of here alive. Light switch here. Click. Oh. God, look at them. I'm here to help. They look so scared. Their prison conditions are horrible. I'm going to free you. Free. Out. Go. Free. Sprechen Sie English? Free? Out. Go. Out there. Amerikaner. Me Amerikaner. Hail Hitler. Kapow, kapow. Aye. Free. For free? Amerikaner? He is Amerikaner? Ah. Yeah, aces. You got it now. Come with me. Fight with me. We know soldiers. We Polish people. I know the soldiers who have been captured are being kept in other barracks, but in Bucky's battalion, everyone fights for their right to freedom. Let's go. They adore me, Captain. As your people do you, I am certain. Just think of what pleasures I bring my countrymen now. Think of how they will enjoy your death at my hands. I get my shield back? You're actually gonna make this a fair fight? Of course, dear Captain. I would have it no other way. Achtung! Auf again. I live because of you. You live because of me. We are brothers in spirit, if not in flesh. You shall be Abel. Allow me to be Cain. Allow me the honor of killing you. You are quicker than I would have expected. Skapow. Very good, Captain. Very good. I do not want this to be easy in any way. We fight as symbols of our country and more. We fight as the first of a new breed of men. New men? Are you crazy, Xing? No, not mad. Superior. Do you understand? I understand that kind of thinking has brought this world to the edge of war. Clank. Let it happen, Captain. Let the war come. The fires of conquest will scorch this earth of those less fit to live. You're not only insane, Skull. You're an idiot. Fwip. Am I indeed? Am I indeed? Chalk. Yes, you are. Leg sweep. Very well then, my brother. Prepare to die at the hands of an idiot. Wham! Oof. I had hoped you would see the light, Herr Captain. See the beauty inherent in being better than those around you. But I guess that is not to be. Pity you die, an idealistic fool. Smack. Not yet, Skull. And if I die today, even if I die at your hand, I will go down fighting. Crack. Meanwhile, outside the arena, everyone be quiet. Shush. This better be the storage shed we're looking for. Crank. Bingo. Now we'll need to get a hold of the few of those trucks and get them started up. Everyone, follow me. Unglaublich. Yeah, you got that right. State-of-the-art Nazi Panzer killing machine. And we're going to ram it right down their throats. Everyone, load up. In. Wait a minute. I shouldn't. I will. In the arena. Back. Roar. Do you hear them, Skull? The cheering of the oppressed? Listen to that sound. Halt still. Hör auf. It's too late to stop it now, Skull. You and what you represent can never defeat the fighting spirit of free men everywhere. Do you hear me? All of you? I will not kill the Red Skull. I represent a country, a people that are not about killing, not about destroying. America is about freedom. That's something none of you will ever have. As long as you allow men like Red Skull and Adolf Hitler to lead you. Fine. Do what you want with me. If I die now, I die a free man and a fighting American. Huh? painted on the front. It says, Die Nazi Scum. Bucky? You betcha, Caparoonie. You did your part, now let me do mine. Eat hot lead, you ratsy bleep. Aye! Fight for your freedom, everyone! Mein Führer, we must get away. Schnell! No, the Amerikaner must die first. I'm a sitting duck out here. The skull's shield. Mein Führer, if he is about to die, it must be by my hand. Just shoot him now! Nein! Now or never. Paching, paching, did it. Now to take that gun out of the picture. Fling. Ah! Valiant maneuver, Captain. Now you die. Steve, catch! No! Paching, paching, paching. You idiot! How dare you! How dare you! Ah! Cindy! Cap, get in now. Get out of the way. Get in. Cindy's hurt. Get out of the way now. She's dead, Cap. I'm sorry. But the prisoners, we still have to help them get out. Please. No. Do not run from me, Amerikaner. That's the call, Cap. Get us the hell out of here. Herr Rothschadel. Follow them. Schnell. They're on our tails. Closer, closer. Yep. Looks like they're just about close enough to jam this down their throats. 9! Boom. It does not end so easily, mein Captain. No, maybe it doesn't at that, Skull. But it does end now. Kapow! Urgh. Cap, we're at the airfield. Unless you plan on inviting Tomato Face along, can you please get on with it? Once and for all. Kunks. The plane's starting to taxi down the airstrip. Holy moly, we're actually going to make it. He is gone. I have failed. I have failed. No. No. Better to live with my failure. There will always be tomorrow, Captain America, and the fires of my hatred will burn for 1,000,000 tomorrows to come. Did you ask him how much fuel this tub has in it? Ja, enough to take us to London. You heard the man, Fritz. London, here we come. You did it, Bucky. You freed us. Hey, I just opened the doors, guys. You freed yourselves. But if you want to give me the credit, well, gosh, what can I say? It wasn't a one-man operation, you know, but... Oh. Yeah. Cap? She's dead, Bucky. Cap, Steve, I know, I didn't think... How could she have betrayed us? Betrayed me? I've lost her. I've never told her that I loved her. I know, Steve, but she helped us. She saved your life. and she told me that she loved you too. And so, flying in a captured Nazi aircraft, the triumphant and heroic Captain America delivered the free Nazi prisoners safely to London, returning to his homeland days later to flag-waving chorus of congratulations. President Roosevelt personally welcomed home the Captain hero, calling Cap America's favorite son. And so, having returned from the heart of darkness, having foiled the nefarious plans of Adolf Hitler... Elliot, you're clapping. Give me a break, Pat. That's Sentinel of Liberty with his new partner, Bucky. Continue the never-ending battle against tyranny and injustice, wherever it may rear its ugly head. Heroes for a nation, heroes for a world. Heroes forevermore. The beginning, it reads at the end. Now, unfortunately, Kevin Maguire didn't do the last book. You may have noticed the art was not as up to par. That was kind of an unfortunate thing. I don't remember what happened in the deal, but that's the unfortunate nature. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was a Captain America origin story. I know it doesn't quite mesh with all the lore of Captain America as some people know it. I like this version of Bucky, is my favorite. I like that he's kind of the street smarts and can do things that Cap really can't. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know. Put in your feedback down below. Let's see. RDV says Cindy is going to betray Red Skull and die saving Captain America. Looks like you called it. Yep. Oh, you're still with us.
Actually, here. I missed the part where she got shot, so I rewinded because I was like, damn.
That's what happens when you're reading other stuff.
Actually, no, I was looking at your thing.
Oh.
But then
how did you miss it then?
Read the chat. Oh. I looked down. I read the chat on my phone. I looked up and I missed it just like a second. I was like, no.
Melissa says even Red Skull is so psychotic and evil that even Joker won't work with him. It's a shame that Marvel ruined Captain America by turning him into a Nazi and replacing him with a Cube clone. Well, what's really a shame is that we just read the Cube. Well, the Captain America we just read was a Nazi the whole time.
Well, this was the third Captain America we've had so far in Marvel canon, because Civil War he was shot and killed.
Yeah, but he comes back to life.
They got him from a different timeline, or part in time. So they brought him together.
Nothing matters at Marvel anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, this was my first real exposure to Captain America. I had a pretty big prejudice against him, and this is kind of what shaped my view. So I kind of use this as the bar. I was pretty pleasantly surprised when the MCU Captain America followed this pretty closely. There's some big differences. Obviously, Bucky's a little different, but
this is my third Captain America book that I've read. Here's a story went. I started off with the Winter Soldier story, and then I went back and I started reading.
You had Brubaker ones?
Yeah. And then I started going back to the Stan Lee ones from, what was it, issue 200 or something like that, or 600 they started with. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I started reading those, and then then you read this. It's like my, the more I learn about Captain America, the better and more awesome he is.
Yeah, when he's done well.
Like, yeah,
he's really cool. He's a cool hero. I like him because he's not 100% superhero. He's like soldier first that became a hero. So I like that he can think like a soldier.
Well, I like the fact that he's all about manners. People are moral superheroes these days.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, Superman and Captain America. That's probably it. I can only think of.
But you know what I'm saying though. I like that he can be like for America. Like so many other heroes they've like branched away of, you know, like even like Superman. You know, it used to be truth, justice, the American way,
yep.
and they can't do that anymore. They can, they just choose not to because they don't want. But Captain America is built into Uncle Sam. Like he's an American war hero. Like he fights for America.
He killed Nazis.
Yeah, I mean he's a good guy. He'll be a hero and he'll save people from dangers, but he also will fight for America. I like that he uses guns. You know, like
well, I'm not
against the trope of like, oh, but does every hero have to be like no guns? Like we get it. You hate the Second Amendment. You know, like
I you know what I miss from comics? I miss Wolverine's Berserker Rage. That was fun when he loses control and starts wanting to.
I don't. Did you miss that? I thought that it's still around.
I don't read current Marvel as far as that stuff. As far as I know, it's not around that.
What I miss about Marvel,
he's always talking about he's a victim.
What I miss is the Wolverine where they explored him controlling his Berserker Rage, and that's like why he trained as a samurai and stuff, because he was just a mindless berserker, but he's trained in like disciplines to like keep himself under control. And Chris Claremont and Frank Miller really brought that out, and lesser writers they just like berserker, and it's like
the X-Men from 1981, that first issue, Cyclops realized you're only doing like a they're going against Magneto, and Wolverine starts going into a rage, and even Magneto's surprised because, like, dude, we teamed up before. You just tried to kill me. Like, he actually cut into his armor. He's like, dude, he's like, kill shot. And I love the fact that, like, and you had Cyclops just blast some, I gotta get these two away from each other. So he instead of blasting Wolverine, he blasts, Magneto away from him. It's little things like that. It's like, you don't see stuff like that in comics these days. If anything, it's just preachy. I'm a victim. Whoever screams the loudest is the victim, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So Melissa said that this was great.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Let's see. Marani says, "Go Bucky!" Using their simple shield against him, genius. And Marani says it actually does mesh very well with the original origin of Captain America in the comic books.
See, I thought what's her name was gonna get killed by ricochet off the bullets.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
You know,
that would have been, but she kind of had to meet. She had to meet her end realistically because she was a traitor.
Yep.
It wouldn't have made if she would have. It would have been cornball if she would have lived, and they would have been, oh, we forgive you. Like you could, yeah. But and also Captain America has to have a tragic love, story. I really like Captain America not having a love interest.
I also like the fact that Red Skull is able to kill people in here.
Yeah.
He shot the dude in the head. And he's like, get up. Like, no, I'm not telling you, Captain America. I'll help you up. And then he punches him.
Right. That was the cool part of the book. I was talking to you.
He kills that guy. You see him. You just killed your old man. He's like, shut up. The train.
Ja, I am evil. Of course I killed my own man.
Who do you think this is, 2020? Stupid millennial. That's what I want. Captain Millennial.
Oh my god. Captain Millennial. Oh boy. Well, we sure talked a lot tonight, so I feel kind of talked out. Anything going on with you, RDV? We didn't really talk about you much.
Tomorrow I'll be on Puppetine stream. I love puppets. We'll be reviewing the next issues of The Walking Dead, and
Yeah, you guys
then
do a regular thing, isn't it? Like every Friday
yeah,
you do a Walking Dead.
yeah, we're doing that. We're reviewing issues 37 through 48 of The Walking Dead. This is Puppetine's first time through reading it. This is my second time.
Now
We
do you
also
guys just review it, or do you have a stream? What's your format over there?
we do a live stream. Is what we're doing this. We do a live stream, and anybody's welcome to join. And we just basically just go over the actual issues and
Cool.
talk about the big events, and just kind of like you do with your when you were just doing your indie show, kind of like something like that. We obviously don't show the comic always, because we don't get doesn't have the app to do all that fancy stuff. If anything, I'll just
You don't
screen
have the
grab.
app to do all that. I just make screenshots. They're just JPEGs.
Because that's what we're doing for some of the stuff.
I
Like,
actually put a little work into what I do.
did you see what I did for the Batman Year One? I just took the whole entire issue and I just made a giant GIF, so I just played through page by page.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't get in
That's
trouble.
a big ass GIF.
Didn't
Yeah,
work, though.
I just go and I just copy all the pages and save them as JPEGs, and then I have a really simple image viewer program that just load them all up, and you just can page through them just with the arrow buttons or the mouse buttons, however you want. Just click through it, and you just share your screen, or not share the screen. I share that particular application. That's how I do it. Or if it's on Comixology, then I can just share the browser. But I always don't have everything on Comixology.
Yeah. We were actually discussing about Comixology. It's like, Puppetine reads comics now. No, I'm like, it can't steal Ash's thing.
Yeah, so you guys, if you guys like Walking Dead, that's a show to follow. What's the YouTube channel?
It's called I Love Puppets.
I Love Puppets. So
Yep.
every Friday, check it out. Like I really like watching shows like that. That's why I do my indie books, because I like talking to other fans. Maybe I'll start reading Walking Dead so I can catch up.
You should. I mean, like, it's a quick read. It's you could probably within like a week be caught up to us.
Oh, I probably could. I just got so many books. My to read section is so ginormous. I mean, I still have your Cataclysm book that you got me, and I keep seeing that. I'm like, I gotta read this. And then one of my friends bought me The Golden Age. Have you heard of this?
It's called The Golden Age?
It's called The Golden Age. It's kind of like the prequel to the JSA series that came in 2000. I'll see if I can put it up on the screen here. I know they have it on Comixology. I thought they did, at least. Yeah, here it is. My friend bought me the physical copy of this. I think I showed you this before.
Might have.
It doesn't actually say, the cover's a little bit different because it doesn't actually say JSA. They redid it for the digital. Where it says JSA here on the top, it actually just says The Golden Age.
I'm just waiting for it to transfer over in the 8-second delay. I just see our icons.
But it's a JSA book, essentially, from back in, not the Golden Age of comics, but the Golden Age of the DC universe. So it's a semi-modern book that takes place back in time. But he bought this for me, and I was like, oh, and he was like, I really love this. And I was like, great, man, I'm trying to get into JSA. I really want to know more. And he's like, this is a great starting point. So I got to read this. So this is sitting around too.
Yeah, you never shared it. All you're showing is the Discord.
Oh, I'm now sharing it. Oh, thanks for reminding me. It's right. I thought I was still on my share thing. Boom, there it is. Melissa took off. Melissa, if you can still hear me, good night. And if you can't hear me, I'm sorry I missed you. Thanks for coming by. I think Eric Breen probably went to bed. I never heard him say goodbye.
Do you hear him actually talk to you?
Mm-hmm. He speaks to me in my head all the time.
There you go. Okay. I think I've seen that before on Amazon. Floating around, I was looking up JSA stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a compilation. This is what the actual issue, like, it was a 4-issue miniseries. So, the issues would be really cool. They were nice prestige format with embossed metallic lettering. They're really cool looking. But he just got me the trade. It's got an average 5-star rating. James Robinson and Paul Smith. So, but that's on my to-do list. You know,
It looks nice.
Yeah, I like this style of art. Very fitting of.
I just hope the interior matches cover.
Well, here's the.
That's my one big thing I hate. Pet peeve is
I know. I hate that bait and switch.
It's like,
look at this, amazing.
Well, yeah, Alex Ross doing that, and you look inside, it's like, we get Riley Rossmo. Son of a bitch. It's like,
at least
that's
with
cool.
Alex Ross, you know it's not going to be Alex Ross interiors.
Well, yeah.
There's certain artists that you look at and go, oh, that's just a cover artist. Like the guy who was doing the Daredevil covers for a while, like the first 20 issues of the new Daredevil run, that painted art. Mm-hmm. Like you could just, I don't mind when those covers look different because you just know. But I hate when they put like comic artists on the cover. You know, like they get like David Finch or something to do a cover. You're like, oh, it's a badass Batman cover, Dave, and you open it up and it's some nobody. You're like, what the hell is this trash? You're just like, and Marvel's really bad at it. They'll put on like Art Adams doing the cover, and then you open it up and it's like.
And it seems like it's, I don't know, it's probably been that way before I got it, but I said back in the early 2000s, you're doing the Spider-Man covers. I also need to like have this and then go be like, we're going to have Humberto Romero's on the inside. And I understand that some people like that art, but I'm like, I like having consistent artists, and I know sometimes the artist needs to take a break. But I'm also thinking like, well, if it's every 2 weeks they're releasing a title, how much of a break does he need? Unless he's planning on doing something else, and that's why he needs that break. That's what I can think of sometimes. I think of.
Well, and also an artist needs to fit a book. Sometimes an artist, Roberto Ramos, what he's doing with Strange Academy right now is great. I don't really like Strange Academy, but for that style of book, it's kind of a younger audience book. Kids
Your
going
mic
to.
Just cut out for me.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Maybe I'm trying to load too much stuff.
Yeah, that might have been it. I was being first because I was like, I have the browser open. Strange Academy though, it just fit for him style though. But like I said, having him as Spider-Man was just kind of weird. But I don't mind having other artists come in. Like that's how you get exposed to new artists. Is having it as your debut on a big title like Spider-Man, and either you sink or you swim, you know. But it just felt like the 2000s. Well, I said the mid to late 2000s. Spider-Man had like multiple different like artists just popping up and just like, hey, look at me. I'm like, go back to Tumblr, please. And now it's like you don't even get the sometimes you don't even get the good artists anymore. What you're getting is the people who are just in there because, well, there's diversity or because they're virtue signaling. They're allowed to be in there. And that really turns me off as far as a comic book reader because like I like specific art styles and I like stories. And I'm the person, the story could be phenomenal, but if the art sucks, I just can't get into the story. I'd rather just read it as not a graphic novel and just read it as a regular novel. At that point.
Well, I think Humberto Ramos is a fantastic artist. I mean,
I'll give you this. He's better than Ryan Ramos.
Look at this. Look at this cover. This is great. Now, it's very youthful, so I can imagine you don't really want your Spider-Man comic to look like this. But
I have the first issue.
But I would put this guy on Super Sons in a heartbeat. I think he would be great for that book. I think Strange Academy is gorgeous. What frustrates me is I look at this book and go, oh God, this art is great, and it's just a lame ass book that's going to go down the memory hole. No one cares about this.
It's a children's book. That's why it should be children like kind of art like that.
Yeah, I just wish this was better. It's Scotty Young is a talent. Like, I just don't want. It's a rip off of Harry Potter. It's stupid.
It is.
It's Harry Potter meets X-Men. It's just so derivative. It's so derivative. Oh,
Doctor Strange, when he's not busy being a surgeon or saving the world, he's running a school.
yeah.
Didn't the X-Men do this?
Yeah. This is exactly X-Men except with magicians, which is what Harry Potter is. School for gifted youngsters.
But for those who want to tune in tomorrow, and I Love Puppets at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing Walking Dead. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll be doing the second episode of The Real Ghostbusters, reviewing that. Yeah. Did the stream just die?
I think I might have lost internet for a minute.
Okay. I'm going to
I was losing connection to everything. So, oh well, it's at the end of the stream, so I guess that's good a time as any. We got a couple people dropped off, only a handful of people left.
It's just me, you, and probably you again.
you, and my iPad. Oh boy. Well, you plugged yourself away. What was the other thing you said you were doing? I think that's when I cut out.
Real Ghostbusters is the second one. Episode of The Real Ghostbusters, which is currently airing every Saturday on Ghostbusters on YouTube, their official channel. They're up now, and if you're a fan of the
so in other words, it's 2016 Ghostbusters.
No. These are actually the cartoon.
You said The Real Ghostbusters.
The Real Ghostbusters cartoon.
They made a cartoon of the 2016 Ghostbusters?
No, they made a comic of them though, and it was a lot better than the movie. But no,
I'm giving you shit.
I don't want your shit. It's California. What? It's
well,
not worth. It's not worth anything in other country.
If you'd rather have 2016 Ghostbusters, you can keep them.
Yes, I will. Fine.
When people say The Real Ghostbusters, I say, "Oh, the 2016 one." You weren't taking the bait. You're supposed to take the bait.
I don't take bait. You've learned this from Ingleton. He tries to tell a joke, and I don't find it funny, and I just go, "Wait."
This is supposed to be radio. You're not good for radio, Venkman. You're supposed to catch the bit. We're putting on a show here. This is a paying audience.
You get a paying. They're paying for it. Yes. Tears and blood.
They're paying for it. Not in the way that they thought they would be. I don't have anything to talk about. I hope that when the mechanic calls me tomorrow, I don't go homeless trying to pay for my car. So, any thoughts and prayers? Anyone wants to give Ash so he can
give that for Marania. She's still reading the Canwell Iron Man. I gave up on that.
Oh yeah,
the art's phenomenal though in that book.
Yeah, the art is pretty good. I like the artist in that book.
I love that armor, and I love it's just like it's like having multiple issues of Batgirl 50. It's like I can't. I gave you 4 times 4, so I gave you like $16. Give me any more. Speaking of which, does anybody want to buy those? They'll be on the auction.
Talk shit about them and then try to sell them. That's
discount price. Get them for $1.
Ronnie says Cantwell is going back to another trope on his run on Iron Man. Not deep in the bottle, but I'm a sucker betting that he will have Tony speaking about ableists once the current battle is done. Oh, jeez.
I saw that Tony is now stuck in his armor now. He can't leave his armor, otherwise he'll die. That's the new thing, and I guess the latest issue. It was all over the internet. I was like, what? I guess. He doesn't have a hard thing like that now, but they showed him like welding, or someone else was. I think Misty Knight was there too. They're welding his helmet, the neck part. He must have got throat slit or something like that. I'm not sure, but he said like he can't turn his head 50 degrees at all. So it means his head almost got chopped off or something like. I don't know, but it's weird. But I don't know. It's Cantwell. What do you want? It's not Kate's.
I'd want almost anyone else writing.
Did
you pick up that Planet of the Symbiotes book?
No, I passed on that actually.
Talking
I've only been,
about books that have amazing covers.
a lot of awesome covers, but I just the point I'm like I'm just sticking with the main books really as far as King of Black.
Um, the
Like
cover was just awesome, but I don't know what the. I'm trying to look at the interior art. The interior, it's not terrible. It's not the same though. That cover, you're like, what the hell?
well,
I don't know
Marty's saying his neck, Iron Man's neck is broken. That's why he's stuck in armor.
Oh, it's written by Jeffrey Thorne.
Who?
Jeffrey Thorne is like Perch's new go-to guy. He's a writer, comic writer.
Cool.
He's on Perch's channel all the time. He's writing the Green Lantern books for Future State.
You know what I'm actually liking now? I thought I didn't like this, but Xenoscope's doing with their books. Instead of giving you like 6 issues, they're releasing them all in 72 pages, and you're paying $9. So you're actually paying less than you would, for 6 issues.
Well, generally that's the case when you get a collected edition.
But
$9 is pretty cheap though.
But they're actually pretty good though too, and it's a thick book too, quality. So I just got the latest one, which was Dark Watchers featuring.
Is it not a trade paperback? What are you talking about?
It's a thicker. It's not. Yeah. It's not. It's a sort of soft cover book. It's like a thicker floppy.
So is it like Detective Comics 1027?
Kind of like that. A little thicker paper, but have you seen the Batman White Knights thing they have going on? Not Batman White, but black, white, and red. They have that Batman Black and White. It's the same thickness as that, like same kind of material. So it just barely fits inside the actual bag with the board.
And it's 6 issues of comics?
It's 72 pages. So I'm assuming
72. So that's like.
I'm not sure how many pages that would be in a.
That's like 3 issues.
But still, it's like you're getting a complete story.
2020.
Well, the reason I like it, it's
3.
Like remember the 90s? You buy a comic book and you get a whole entire like story. That's what I'm getting now. In one book.
But they're collected though, right? So you have to wait.
Well, it comes out like I had like every other week they've been releasing stuff like for each characters now they're doing it.
Right, but is it like older stuff that's like collected?
No,
like the DC Giants.
They're brand new stories.
Brand new, or is it?
Yeah.
And it's one big long story.
Yeah.
These
are their quarterly books they're putting out.
Are they coming out like quarterly or something?
For certain characters are having this where they're going to release them in 72 pages one-shot stories, which will probably connect to the next one-shot story, I believe. Or they're going to be standalone.
$9 though. Ugh. That's like that. That's like that TMNT book, the Ronin. I really wanted to get that, and I was like, $9.
I know.
Out of your mind. I was like,
I'd rather give $9 to a company like Xenoscope versus giving it to Marvel or DC.
Well, certainly. I mean, I know there's going to be some people who want to buy it. The Ronin's real popular, and I wanted to buy Ronin, but I was like, it's a 5-issue miniseries, $9 a piece. That's $45 freaking dollars. And I'm like, I know, dude. I don't pay $45. I bought the Criminal Deluxe Premium Collected Edition. That's like 3 trades worth of material. It's like 400 pages, right. And it cost me less than that. And it's hardbound. It's beautiful. It's oversized. I'm like, I'm just gonna get that version of Ronin. It'll cost me less than $45. Comics are too expensive, man. I do like that they're doing that though. It sounds like
I was scared though because I thought I'm like, wait, quarterly? I'm gonna get one every couple months. That's it. It's like, and I'm like, what am I gonna have? I mean, like you're gonna because they've limited titles right now for Xenoscope right now. But like I said, you're getting quality writing with quality art.
Yeah, I mean normally Xenoscope books are like $5 a piece. So
yeah.
If you're getting like 3 books worth of material, that'd be like $15 normally.
Yep.
So you're saving quite a bit. If you're a Xenoscope fan, that sounds. Here's the thing for me, and I've made this argument a lot. I like comics to be like candy bars. Now I can go to Costco, right? And I can buy a giant, massive case of Snickers. The cost of the candy, like each Snickers, will be broken down way cheaper. But I don't necessarily want to buy like a big case of Snickers. Like sometimes I just want a single candy. I want to walk into 7-Eleven. I'm like, I feel like a Snickers or whatever candy. It could be whatever your favorite candy bar is. I'm just using Snickers as an example because some people are going to be like, oh, Snickers sucks. And it's like, okay, that's not the point. The point is whatever your favorite candy is. Like sometimes you just want that, and I just pay the $1.50 and walk out. Even candy bars are too expensive these days, but that's not the point either. That's what I want with comics. I'd rather pay $3.99 a month for my books than wait for like 6 months and then buy the trade for less. I could do that. It would be more economical, but I like the regularity of it and the bite-sized chunks and just digesting it over time. Some people are like, I could wait for the omnibus if but
Yeah.
you got to pay $125. And if I'm only buying omnibuses, do I want to go to the comic book store every time and be like, oh, here's another $125 omnibus.
Yeah.
Be back next month for another one. Like,
what's cool though, because Xenoscope tweets out their books, and I took a picture and I said I already got it. And then the actual writer, Brian Hawkins, is the writer who's writing Black Cotton. That's just like one of the books he's doing. He's from Madcap Studios, Blackbot Comics, and he just started writing for Xenoscope. That's his first book, and he's like, and me and him just had a conversation all day yesterday, just talking back and forth about the book. It's awesome. I like when writers actually approach you and like he could have at least looked at my page and said like, oh, you were pro Trump. I don't want to talk to you. He is polite. He's professional. And that's what's missing from a lot of these people.
Ed Brewer's come back. He's like, whoa, you're still going? Shit, he found us out.
Damn, I thought he left already.
All right, Ed's back. We gotta go. No, seriously though, it is after midnight and the stream is going long. We are hanging out in the Discord, so if you guys want to come and talk for a bit, we can. I'm not against talking, but want to keep the streams from being ridiculous. I mean, I'm not Englantine,
Or if you don't want to talk, you can just listen and breathe heavy, like computer robots. We don't hear any breathing, but no, we can talk.
Oh, sorry. You thought that was an invitation.
Breathe heavy.
All right, kids. Thanks for putting up with Venkman. He's not on here all the time, or maybe he is. I don't know what the future holds.
Well, just to get you more subs, we'll find out.
Yeah, depend. Do the sub count go up? More Venkman. Sub count goes down? No more Venkman. Leave a like if you want, or a dislike if that you prefer. Comments down below. I listen. I read every comment that I get. That's the thing. Subscribe. Don't subscribe. Hopefully you enjoy it. And keep reading good comics. I'm Ash. That's RDV.